That's it, it's recorded now. Right, so first things first, when you get to your site, it all depends where are you going to remember any of the clubs?
Not at the moment, no.
The Motorhome and Caravan Club obviously has got certain sites. They will normally just say, go and find your own pitch and then come back and tell us where it is. The Camping and Caravan tend to take you to the pitch and show you, where, these are the pitches if you want to use that one, and sometimes they will help you too.
Is this okay? I'm recording all this.
Yeah. So that's fine. So obviously once you decide where you're going to pitch your caravan, what you want to do, have a look, see how level it is. So if you're going to reverse it on, obviously reverse it on, or just going to motor on this one, I think.
Yeah.
I've done a few today, so yeah. So you either use your car and reverse it on, or you use your motor wheel and obviously position it on. Have a look, see if it's level side to side first.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're using your car to reverse it on, leave it on the car to start with, just to check, just to see if it is level. Obviously spirit level is useful, so you can see how level it is. So we're checking the side to side one first. So if it's level, obviously you don't need to do anything. If it is, as you can see here, it's just slightly down there because the drain's on the floor. If it's slightly down to one side, you're going to need to lift that side up to level it. Obviously it's important, the reason why we obviously level it, one, drainage, so drainage in the caravan. Obviously if you've got a sink plug hole there and it's leaning that way, it's just going to sit in the sink there and not going down the hole. So you need obviously to get it level. So that's the importance of leveling it. Also, the fridge doesn't like working on a angle as well. That needs to be level. Okay, so the way we level it is by putting either blocks under that wheel, or you can get these plastic ramps you can drive the caravan up. Okay, we've got legs at the side here. You can't see on the side here at the moment. There's 4 legs. They're not there to lift them up. They're just to balance it.
Right.
Okay, so if you want to get that's why the plastic ramps are useful, because you can just drive the caravan up it. Okay, so what you do is get it on the pitch pretty close to where you're going to put it, put the plastic ramp in front of the wheel, and then you can either use your mover or your car to bring it up onto that ramp until it's level. Okay, once you've done that, once you've got it to level, if it's still on the car, you need to get the car out of the way. So handbrake on, then you just, I'll show you how to operate the hitch afterwards. You wind it up off the car, get the car out of the way, and then you need to level it front to back.
Right.
Okay. A lot of the pitches you go to, you probably won't need to level it side to side, but you definitely will need to level it front to back.
Yeah.
So all you do with that is just wind up and down on the jockey wheel. So
Right.
you just wind it wind up or down.
Yeah.
Again, using the spirit level on a flat surface, and you can see if it's level front to back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you've got that level, then you can start putting the legs down, which I just mentioned. What you have got is your winder handle. Obviously, this is your manual version of. So either side of the front of the van. See that there? You just wind that down to the floor, or I'm just going to go and get my drill. Or you can get a fitting like this for your drill, if you've got one, something like that, which is a lot quicker, and a lot easier. Right, so you just put it down so it touches the floor, okay?
Yeah.
Go round through all of them. Obviously you need at least one at the back before you jump in, otherwise it's going to be seesaw, yeah? So have at least one at the back, but before you jump in. But get all the 4 down, then what I tend to do is that. Just see if it's enough pressure on there so it's not moving.
Yeah.
Okay? If it has still got a bit of movement, just wind a little bit back, another half turn, then that should be sufficient. So they're there, they're called steadies. They're there just to stop the van bouncing around as you're walking in and out of it. Okay? As I said, they're not a jacking system. They're not there to lift the caravan if you have a puncture, because if you can see they're on the extremities of the van. You start lifting at that point and the van's just going to go. So obviously you've got the chassis, they're obviously strong, but if you start to try to lift all the weight on them, it's likely to damage something. Okay?
Yep.
Now I'm just going to wind that one back up because I don't. It's easier for me to when we're packing up and ready to go. Okay, so once you've got your legs down, then you can start connecting the services then. So normally you probably go into your gas locker, which is at the front here. That's the first thing you probably go into, because you probably just open that up to get your winder handle out anyway.
Yeah.
So you're getting your cable out, you may get all the other stuff out as well. You could turn the gas on at this point if you wanted to. And this particular one, if I remember it, this particular one has got a changeover valve, okay, which is this here. You can see that. Right, so what you can do, you can have 2 gas cylinders side by side if you wanted to.
Is it that one?
Yeah, so that's what it is there. So if you can see that arrow there is pointing towards this cylinder. If you wanted to operate off that one, you turn it that way. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can have more than one cylinder
Yeah.
in it?
So what that will also do, if you've got one alongside here, so if you turn them both on, and what it will do, it will, as it empties that one, it will automatically start drawing from that side. But what you've got to be careful of, you realise that's what's happening. If you can see this indicator here, it's difficult to see from this angle, but if you just look, put the camera up that way, right, you can see this indicator here,
Yeah.
it's actually showing green, you see it on the screen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If it was empty, or it's been turned off, that'll go to red.
Right.
Okay, so red means either you haven't turned it on or
It's empty. Yeah.
So say you've got these two running. This is the first one on the left, say, is your main one you've been using. That's now empty. As I say, it automatically starts pulling that, but it will still go red to show that one's empty.
Yeah.
So every time you come in, just have a look, just see if it is still green.
Yeah.
If not, it's already started drawing from this side if you had that switched on. So you just be careful that you don't drain both before you realise. It's either that or you just run on one.
Yeah.
Have we got another one with this?
No, you only get one when you start the pack.
Yeah.
If you decide you want two, you can obviously buy another one. But
How long do they last?
it's like a piece of string, really. A piece of string. It all depends on how you're using the van.
Yeah.
In the winter,
So have you moved that, so am I back to normal now?
yeah, you're back to normal now. So in the winter, you may use more gas because you need more energy,
Yeah,
cooking, perhaps heating,
No,
things
no
like that.
time
Or
to
if
take
you're not on
one.
a site with electric, you're going to use more gas.
Yeah.
Or you, in the summer, and you're connected to electric, you're going to use a lot more of the electric rather than the gas. So it all depends on where you are, what time.
Yeah.
If you have gas flat out, a couple of days, probably that'll use that in a couple of days. But in the summer, you could go about 3 or 4 months probably.
Yeah.
Quite easy. If you're not using much gas, if you've got electric connected, it could last quite a while. Okay, these you can pick up anywhere. These Colour Gas, garages, shops. Usually camping sites have them as well.
Yeah.
So if you run out, there's always someone pretty close to fill up, to swap, I should say. Okay, so to turn the gas on, it's just that tap on the top. So that's opened up. And if you've ever used gas before, the connection for the gas, which is screwed into the front of it, that's a reverse thread. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're on the bolts, you've heard the saying, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah.
It's different on
It's
this.
opposite way
Yeah,
round.
it's opposite way.
Yeah.
So it's a bit confusing, but it's lefty tighty, righty loosey, which is not easy to say. Okay? So happy with your gas?
Yeah.
Yeah, so right, we'll come around next. So you've got your Akrol, obviously this is my Akrol. So in your box there, you've got your Akrol.
Yeah.
So that's your water container.
Yeah.
So you obviously go and fill that up, bring it back. You've got your water pipe, this is yours out the caravan. So what you've got is a water pump on board. So this is just obviously a pipe and a filter on the end of it. So if you can see that, it's naturally wanting to curl up. So just make sure you straighten it out before you put it in.
Right.
Otherwise it could turn up and you just be drawing air out the
Drawing
top
air.
instead of pulling water out the
Yeah.
Akrol. Then just to connect it, it just clicks in. To release it, just pull back on that trigger and that releases it. Okay?
So that's your water.
Yeah, that's your water container. So obviously you are limited to how much water you've got. It's 40 litres each time, unless you can get either a direct feed. So on some sites you've got a bollard you connect your electric to. It may also have a tap. And you can connect direct to the van. But you just make sure you get the correct fitting. Plus it should have a reducer in it as well.
Right.
Okay, because if you have full domestic type pressure into a van, it can blow pipes apart. So you've got to make sure either that you can have a direct feed into the side of here,
Yeah.
which is like we'll have like a ball cock fitting, so
Right.
similar to the
Yeah,
toilet system.
yeah, yeah.
So as it obviously you use it as the ball drops, it fills the Akrol back up again. So there's other ways of doing it, but most people just run on an Akrol. But you just got to remember you're limited, so once a day at least you may be going to fill it back up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if you can just heard that firing up. That's your boiler vent.
Right.
Okay, so that's operating. I'm operating on gas and electric at the moment, but that's your vent. So obviously, just make sure you don't block that up, or
Yeah,
if it's winter and you've got snow in it, just make sure it's clear.
Yeah.
There's no danger. It will just shut the system down.
Right.
If it is blocked, it just shut down.
Right.
There's no danger of any gas leak or anything like that. Okay.
Yep.
The next thing we come
Is
to
there
is
a carbon monoxide thing in the van?
yes, should be. Yeah, it's carbon monoxide alarm in the back. Yeah. So that will shut down. If there's any fault, anything like that, they shut down straight away.
Yep.
They are very good systems.
You get yourself in.
Okay, so the next thing we come to is what you call your battery lock. I don't know if you're aware or not. You can operate systems without electric.
Because
You can run on
I'll
12-volt
check it out.
systems. So that's why we got a 12-volt leisure battery.
Yep.
Okay, so obviously that's yours fitted. to connect your electric. So you'll have a cable like this, which is in your front locker. All you do is push that on, line that up with that slot there, and then you'll lock that while you're on site.
Are you filming this?
Yeah. Okay. Always connect your van first, unravel the cable fully, then connect your bollard after.
Right.
Okay, don't do it the other way around. If you connect your bollard first, you've got a live cable, you are then walking across possibly wet grass. Not going to be good, it might not be a good result if you do that. Okay, then obviously it's a set opposite the when you're packing up to go home. Unplug off the bollard first.
Bollard first.
Yeah.
Then,
So,
Okay.
can we charge the battery?
Yeah, the battery is
At home?
charged. Yes, if you can connect electric to it, you can charge battery at home with electric cable. So what you would
What
need.
other end have you got?
The other end is similar to that. So you'll need an adapter. So you can get them in the shop which has got the other end to that on. You plug into that, and it's got a domestic plug on it.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
plug in if you've got a garage or something like an external power point. You can just plug into that, and then it will charge your battery for you at home.
Can you remove that battery for charging?
Yeah,
or not?
if you wanted to, you can do that. Yeah, but there is a charger on board. So there is actually physically a charger in this locker here, just behind here.
So you don't really need to worry about it if you connect it to electric.
If you've got electric at home and you can connect your power source to that, you can charge that from home. Okay? Good. So you're happy with water?
Water
and that's your
electric, yeah.
powering. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your motor over there. I'll talk more about that afterwards once we've disconnected things, because
Yeah.
obviously we can't be moving things around when we've got electric and gas and everything else connected to it. Okay, this is your wastewater outlet. So at the front there's what is called a waste master in one of the boxes. You lie that alongside, and I'll just get the pipes to just show you. Right, so what you've got is, you can see that there, that's your waste master,
Right.
which looks like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's got an L-shaped type bodywork on it, as you can see there. It's designed, or was designed, so you could slide under the van if you wanted to. Then that bit there is where this pipe, let's just press the button. That pipe will feed into that,
Yeah.
at them two holes there.
Right, yeah, yeah.
But if you feed it underneath, you can see at the thin end has got the handle on.
Yeah.
You slide that under the van, then this is full. This is 38 litre container.
You've got a job to drag it out.
Yeah. Trying to drag that out is really difficult. Just lie alongside the van. You'll see most people doing the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Rack rolls down the side, so it doesn't matter if that's there.
Yeah,
But what you've got is these pipes just push in, where my
into
bucket is now.
Yeah.
You just push into there, you just feed that into that. On some sites, on the super pitches, you may have a drain alongside,
Right.
where you might just need a longer pipe.
Yeah.
So what you could do is just get a longer pipe, just
Yeah.
put that into that, longer pipe straight into a drain, so you don't need to back and forth with a waste master.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, but they just push in.
yeah.
Okay, so just like that.
Right, yeah.
But obviously you got two. One's for the shower, and the other two's for the sink. So you got a sink in your bathroom and a sink in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so, right, so that's from kitchen.
Yeah. So that's your grey, what they call grey water, which is your waste from your sinks and your shower. Okay. The next one area we come to is the next one along, which is your toilet. So with this, your flush tank, or to flush the toilet, you've got a reservoir here. So it isn't coming off the water system from there. You have to top this up.
Right.
So it's got its own little reservoir. So you just top that up with the pink chemical, which you've got there at the front. Small amount of pink chemical and top it with water. And that's there to flush the toilet. Okay, it doesn't operate the same as obviously a domestic toilet. It's just the pink's there just to make it smell nice and clean the bowl and such.
Yeah.
And what you've got also is where it disappears into is your waste container. Okay, so before you use that, you need to put the green chemical in, or you can get blue chemical. To slide that out. Oh, dog's interested, you've got to come and empty the toilet. Unless you manage to train the dog to do that. So to release it, just lift that orange lever there.
Yeah.
That should slide out easy. If it's not coming out easy, the likelihood is that the waste gate on the toilet has been left open or not fully closed. So just push it back in, go inside and just make sure that is closed. Then it should just slide out.
Right.
Okay. What you've also got, handle wheels. Obviously easier to cart it off to the toilet emptying place. Obviously it is emptied in a certain place, which is a chemical emptying toilet place.
Yeah.
If you've seen one on site or not.
Can't just throw it down the
No, you can't just throw it down the drain. No. Because obviously it's got what it will have is the chemical in here, which breaks down the nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's obviously a cap. You can see that's got a measuring jug on it. So you put your
Oh, right.
blue or green chemical in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
tip that in, and about a pint, half a litre of water in there as well before you use it. Then that's
Pink
there
one goes
ready.
in-
Yeah, pink in the top. It's either blue or green in the bottom part. Okay. To empty it, it's coming out through the same place. So
Right.
be careful where you put that, because on most chemical emptying places, they can be inside or outside. But normally there's a brick wall with a white funnel and a big hole in the centre of it. And you tip that down. If you go and put that on the, don't put that on the wall, which is surrounding it. If you go and knock that down the
I've
hole,
lost it.
you're not going to be sticking around down there to go and fish that back out again. Plus the warden probably not be too happy because you probably block their system up as well.
Yeah,
So just put it on the floor behind
Behind
you.
you, yeah,
Some
yeah.
posh places they've just got this little tiny shelf you can put it on, but just put it on the floor. But then all you do is just tip that up. You've got an air bleed there.
Right.
That releases it. Obviously makes it easier to flow
Yeah.
flow out. You have also got access through there, and you just open that up. But make sure you push that back to push it back in. You can clean it out. Just put some water and chemical in. Just slosh it around, tip it out. Then you just put your blue chemical or green chemical back in, and a small amount of water ready to use again afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Just be careful when you're trying to clean it. Some people put water in and just slosh it around, and then try and tip it back out again. Be careful. There's a little float here,
Right.
which is an indicator for when this is full on the top of the cistern. If you go and loosen that and that goes down the emptying point as well, obviously it's not going to be indicating that you've got a full tank. Okay, so that just slides back in, and that's it ready to use. What you've also got is a little drain down. This is for your flush tank.
Yeah.
So this drain down is obviously very important for winter. So for winter, the best thing to do is just flush it. Flush it into the waste tank.
Right.
So that'll empty the bulk of it.
Yeah.
Just drain the last little bit by just pulling that plug out of there.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
but definitely do that for winter. Obviously, if you're using it, it's okay. But if you're storing it away for winter for a couple of
Yeah,
months or whatever,
yeah.
always drain things down.
Right.
Okay. And that's that bit. All right, happy
Yeah,
with that?
yeah, yeah.
Good. As we come round, you'll see. Obviously, the rear legs are positioned at the back here. Look.
Yeah.
So the winding positions are at the back.
On the sides.
Yeah, so there's the winding position
Oh,
there.
right, yeah,
So it's just a
yeah.
little bolt head. So
Yeah.
at the front they're at the side.
Yeah.
At the back it's at the
Just
back.
from the-
yeah.
Where's this one at the back?
Yeah. So this it directly where you see a little bolt head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you wind them down there. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And coming down this side, all you've got is a access locker under the bed. That's where your spare wheel's stored as well.
All right, yeah.
Okay, just be careful what you're putting in there. If you ever driven anything, obviously you don't. If you've driven anything this long, if you pile a lot of weight at the back of the van,
Yeah.
it's got a tendency to want to do that if you heard of snaking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So more the weight you put at the back, the worse that can get. So
Right,
you obviously need to
yeah.
balance things out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Another thing important, this is more important before you start travelling anywhere, is checking wheel nuts.
Yeah.
So 130 Newton meters to check these ones. I've got my spanner there ready to check it. But, I would suggest that, or recommend that you do check them before you go each time,
Right,
just to make sure they are tight. Okay.
Yep.
Also coming down the side, we've got electric point. So you can,
Oh,
if you're
right.
getting an awning, you can
Yeah.
put something electrical
So you can
into the
put-
awning if you wanted to. And what you've also got is a gas barbecue point as well.
Oh, grill.
That's
Yeah.
good. Oh, that we noticed. I did know. I was aware of that one.
Yeah, so you've got a gas barbecue outlet as well, so that's coming off the gas cylinder inside your locker. Just make sure, obviously, you're not putting it inside the awning if you've got an awning. Make
Yeah,
sure it's outside the awning,
yeah,
so obviously the danger of bonfire and, again, carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
And that just taps
What's
shut.
that?
So that's another storage locker, which is on the side, which you also, that holds your alarm box. So the alarm runs off the leisure battery, so the power comes from that. Also, it's got its own battery. So if you haven't got, or either you've taken that battery off, or your leisure battery drained right down, it will start running off its own battery. So that'll have at least 2 or 3 months standby on its own.
Right, yeah.
Okay. You also see this here. There's a few of them around the van. There's a drop vent for gas. So if you had a gas leak,
Yeah.
obviously gas always goes to the lowest point. So whatever you do not block them.
Right.
Okay. So some people block them because they think the draft's coming up through.
Yeah,
They'll block these because of draft, but don't because obviously you shouldn't get a gas leak, but they're there just in case. Okay. Right. Keys. Where have we put the keys? Right. So keys. So obviously you got all these lockers. So you got. Let's see. What are they all the same? Obviously you might have 4 sets even. So one key does all. So you've actually got extra sets there. So normally you have one and a spare, but by the looks of it you've got another couple of spares as well, which can be quite useful. What you've also got is your alarm fob. So torch is the top button, alarm set is the second button. One beep on, you can see the side markers light up as well. Two beeps off, so it's one press each time. So when you set it, it's got a PIR sensor, so it senses movement inside. So anyone walking around inside will set it off as long as you've set it, obviously. And also a tilt sensor. So if someone's winding it up to get it onto their car, as long as it's set, it will set the alarm off.
Oh, right.
And what you've also got, third button down, warning light. So you can remotely set that via, remotely off the remote, or you can switch it on manually there. If you switch it on manually, you can't switch it off on the remote. Okay. Okay. Happy with everything outside so far?
Yeah.
Good. If you'd like to go inside then, and we'll
So
run
we're
through all
okay
the
to walk inside then now?
Well, if you can have her if you can, but
No. When you said about
yeah,
the,
sure, yeah. The dog's in anyway.
the the levelling and the legs.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've got a legs down at the back. It's just make sure you've got one leg down at least at the back before you jump in.
Yeah.
Because if you walk to the back of the van and you haven't got one, because the jockey wheel's holding the front up,
Yeah.
you just get one, at least one down. If you were just walking in the front bit and just to get something, you're okay. But if you walked into the bathroom, it's just that chance it might just want to tip up.
Yeah.
But you'll find that it's usually quite funny when you see that happening on site. So I have to put mine on, because if I pick up any sealant and stuff like that inside my boots, and if that's getting all stuck in the carpet, I'll be in trouble. All right.
We should actually let her in. Actually, should we be in mind?
Oh, she'll be in there anyway, won't you? Right. So when you first come into your van, you can see this here. This is your control panel. Okay. If you can see, obviously you can see lights and things are on. So obviously we're all switched on. This control panel is just asleep at the moment. I can just press any button just to light it back up again. But the first thing you would do is that button there. So if you can see now, that I've just switched all the power off. So that's the 12-volt systems. So you switch the power on. If you have a look, because we've connected to electric, we've actually got electric connected because I can see the microwaves on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your 12-volt system. Obviously you operate. There are 12-volt systems operating in the background on everything, more or less. So you need to switch that on when you come in. So power on. You see everything, obviously lights come on, there's individual light switches as well. So what we're showing on here at the moment, so that is your battery level. And there's a radio coming. I'm just trying to think which way it's this side.
It's over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this side. You know, some of the new ones, it's the other side. And the new ones now, they're on this side. It confuses things slightly. Right, so you can see that's now gone to sleep as well. So if I press a few levels, you can see that's your battery level. If you were operating with no electric connected, obviously it's very important that you can see that, because you're reliant on that. As soon as that drops below a certain level, which is getting down here, systems will start
shutting down.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll start shutting down. Okay. So if you've got electric, you don't need to worry too much about that side, because you've already got the power going through for the charger and everything else. Water pump. Don't switch that on straight away. I'll explain that in a second. 240 is connected. You can see that because that's lit.
Yeah.
Okay. That little indicator light there has to say we've got a leisure battery connected, and obviously you can see there's a car also on that image. If your car was still attached on site, you could actually draw 12 volts from the car if you really wanted to, but you've got to be very cautious on that, because you go and drain a battery on your car,
Flat your car, but
you're in trouble. But that will show that side of it if you were connected.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is nothing to do when you're travelling. This is just on site, everything's static, and everything operating. Okay. So happy with that. So you power on when you get into your van. Switch your power on. You can leave that switched on while you're in the van. Even if you're going out for the day, you can still leave the systems running. It's quite safe to do so. Okay.
And you connect it to the power.
Yeah.
Sorry, from the.
Yeah. So your electric.
Site.
Yeah, well, electric's connected. Yeah. So you can leave that
Connected
all switched on. From any danger. Okay. So next thing you do when you jump into your van is you want to get your water system up and running. Okay. So the first things we need to check is, before we switch the water pump on, one tap. Make sure all the taps are closed and in the correct position. You see where that can go.
Yeah.
If that had been left open, you switch water pump on, water will be going everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Down here is a drain for your boiler and the water system. So, if you can see down here. Right, can you see that yellow lever down there?
Yeah.
Yep. That's in the closed position at the moment.
Right.
So that's allowing the water to run around the systems in the van.
Yeah.
If it's pointing upwards, so you just lever it up,
Yeah.
point it upwards, that will open the valve, drains it down onto the ground underneath the van.
Right.
So if it's up, you start putting the water pump on, it'll just empty your Akrol and just straight underneath the van.
Yeah.
And you'll have to go and fill your Akrol up again.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So make sure it's in that position, which is closed. Make sure all the taps are closed. So not just this one,
All the
your shower, and
yeah.
'cause I've done that before and I forgot about the shower. Water's just going to be going everywhere, and obviously you don't want it to be going everywhere. So everything's shut down. I have primed this already, but I'll still go for the process of how we do it.
Yeah,
So now we can switch the water pump on. You see the green lights on inside there now.
Yeah.
What I start on is in the kitchen. Start on the cold side. Open it up. It's a pressurised system. You can hear the pump running now. So as soon as I open the tap, obviously it loosens the pressure. You'll see the spluttering up because it's trying to push air out.
Yeah.
So the air will come out until you get a solid stream like that. And then when you see it's built the pressure up, the pump shut off. If the pump runs a bit longer, that means you've still got air in there. So open it up again. Get the cold running.
Oh, we'll have to
You're
do
going to
this,
ask a
will
question then.
we?
Eh?
No,
What do you mean you won't have to do this? Of course you have to. Well, if he's doing it wrong, you're still going to have to tell him he's doing it wrong.
So if that yellow lever is up, it means that the water will drain out onto
Yeah.
the floor.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it'll drain
Right.
onto the ground underneath the van. Yeah,
Right.
not in the van, out underneath, on the floor, whatever you're on the grass or
Whatever.
Whatever.
Surface,
yeah, whatever.
surface. Right.
Yeah. So make
So-
sure it's shut before you're trying to get water into the system.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you say you make sure that tap is off,
Yeah. So make sure it's closed before you switch, because if
how do you close it? I mean, is it a...
it's just
Oh, that's
yeah,
fine.
so that's-
No, I
but-
didn't know which way, whether
Right,
it's
if I
one
just
way-
switch the pump off now, look. Right, that's water off. This is going to allow a bit of water in because I've got it's built the
gonna be
pressure up.
some, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine I've drained it down now. So if I come into the van now and go, water's going to start pouring out through there. If that tap was over here,
Yeah,
it's just going to be
terrible.
Niagara Falls. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other reason why I start on the cold side of it, if you remember that pipe outside where it's in the Akrol, if it has curled up and it's sucking air out from the top of the Akrol, that's just going to be constant air. There's no water going to come through it. It's not going to pull the water through it. If I started on the hot side, I've got to, when you're operating your hot side, you're trying to fill the hot water tank, and that's 10 litres of air at the moment because it would be because it would have been emptied. So if it takes that bit longer on the hot side anyway, and if you haven't realised that you were still pulling air, you
air,
can just be there for
forever
hours and hours and
yeah.
not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
start on the cold side. If it's not coming through, it's still just air. Just go back out and just make sure it is straight.
Yeah.
Then it should just come out. Once you've got a solid stream like that, then you know you got
Pumped
the
all
air. You got the air
yeah.
out from at least from there to the here.
Yeah.
Then go to the hot side. Then we want to fill the hot water out. If you drained it previously, that yellow lever, if that's up, that will drain the boiler as well.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to do that the same on the hot side. As I said, it's a 10 litre container. So if it's empty, I'm going to get a bit more air coming out now. If it's empty, there's 10 litres of air. Yeah, I've had the systems up and running. Well, I've primed it already, but obviously there was still a little bit of air has been allowed in it. So 10 litres of air has got to come out through that tap, okay, to fill hot water tank. So if it's spluttering, I suppose it's going to be still a bit of air.
So when you've
That's
drained
it.
everything off, if you do it for the winter, it's quite a big job.
It's not a big job, no. It's not a big job. All you do to drain it for winter, open that yellow lever, open all the taps to centre, and that will drain all the water from the taps in the bathroom and there, out through there, and that's it, it'll drain it through. What I tend to do is, on leaving site, so I don't drop it on the pitch, I will get to the gateway first, my wife jumps in, lifts that lever, opens all the taps, and as we're driving home,
It's coming out.
that bit of movement helps it to drain out. Then by the time you get home, depending on how far a trip you're going,
Yeah.
it will would have drained the majority of it out. Okay.
So the hot water tank that fills. Or does
Yeah.
that only?
As soon as you open the tap
It'll
on
start.
the hot side, it will start drawing water from the Akrol into the hot water tank.
Right.
So you imagine now we've got a
Yeah.
full tank. We've heated it.
Yeah.
You start drawing hot water now. It will start topping it back up again.
Right.
So as long as you've got water in the Akrol, it will start topping
So
it
where
back
is
up.
the hot water tank?
It's in that corner there.
Oh right.
Yeah. So it's a boiler unit. It's
Is
a
that
combined.
where the heating boiler is. It's
yeah.
a combi
It's
boiler.
yeah, it's a combined boiler. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a combi boiler. It's a combined boiler which heats the hot water, which is a hot water tank in the centre, and it also heats the fluid which circulates around your van as well. Okay. So that is a separate system. That
so when
runs-
that's empty, and you open the vat, it
Yeah.
starts to fill the tank.
yes.
So you get 10 litres of air come out first.
Yeah, yeah. So
And
that's